mai klai mauna ke o a ke kula o wai mea he aina ka hele hela o ala ka manu hoi klai a alu kalau ka miloi te ahe o ni ia ka ilio ka loko vai hala ana ka hihio hala ana ka ho ike a ka po lua e lai ke kaio ke awanui a aia mai la o a mai ka helena o ke ahu e ola ho ia ka la hui pua i ke ao i ka piko o na mauna e ola mau e ka la hui pua e ola mau e mauna lani e ola mau e ka ha o Hawaii e ola noa
We think Hawaii is the most beautiful place in the world.
Us local people, our visitors, and everyone who dreams to come here can see the amazing beauty, listen to our homegrown music, embrace our diverse cultures, and feel the aloha spirit.
Come along with us. Chef Roy Yamaguchi, Chef Alan Wong, and me, Denise Yamaguchi, founders of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival and Hashi Media, to taste our love for Hawaii.
To discover the richness and bounty of our tropical islands and explore Hawaii's agriculture and beauty through the lens of chefs.
And do you use a lot of aquaculture products?
We try to, and we have a good mix of wild and aquaculture. Wherever we can be sustainable, we try to be sustainable as much as possible.
That's great.
Through modern interpretations of traditional Kaiseki cuisine, Chef Nikki Nakayama and Carol Iida Nakayama of En Naka Restaurant in Los Angeles have elevated the Japanese culinary art form to a 2 Michelin-starred experience. And Hawaii Island chef Mark Pomoski also makes cultural connections through food.
Aloha, welcome to the Big Island. I'm Chef Mark Pomoski, and we're here in Kona today to explore some of Hawaii's culture and aquaculture with 2 of my favorite chefs.
Hi, I'm Chef Nikki Nakayama.
Hi, and I'm Carol Iida Nakayama, sous chef at En Naka.
Hey, Carol.
Great to see you.
You too.
How are
Hi,
you?
I'm well. How are you?
So nice to see you.
You too. I'm so glad you guys can make it. Yeah, when you said you were interested in Hawaii's food and food culture, I knew you had to actually be here to experience it.
We were saying how we've traveled to a lot of places with a lot of ancient history, but we don't know much about Hawaii's ancient history, so we're really excited to learn about it.
Hawaii has a long history, 800-year history of aquaculture and sustainability, and of course we're known for our seafood. So we're gonna explore some of that today. And we're gonna be visiting some sites that I've bought products from before, but I've never actually seen in person. So we're gonna explore that together and learn together.
Hey, can't wait.
Me too.
Off to an early start, the chefs check out different types of aquaculture systems, from a centuries-old fish pond to high-tech businesses, starting at Big Island Abalone.
And of course, we're going to go around today and learn a lot about abalone and how we raise them here from baby all the way to market. We've been out here in Kona for the last over 20 years now and hand raising this species. And they're known as eso. It's a Japanese variety of abalone. They've been prized in the seafood markets, and our goal is to make them ready for the dinner plates. We also have to raise the abalone's favorite food, and that is algae. Wow. So it's gonna be the first stop on our tour today.
Awesome.
Ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. We're gonna turn right down here. We come up to the tank right here and take a look in. We actually have an entire field of algae growing out here. Wow. A couple acres worth. This is all algae out here. This algae is known as dulse or Palmaria mollis. Originally, we started with about as much as we pulled out of the tank here.
Can you eat it?
You can eat it. Yeah, go ahead. It's pretty good, isn't it? And as we put it in their tank, they're able to reach up, grab it, and hold on to it.
What?
They're primarily moving around at night, eating, grazing, and during the day, they're a little bit more dormant. And they're eating at every stage of their life. So as young as 2 months old, they're eating this algae. We're gonna check out our nursery and our little babies. We're gonna go take a look at them. We pull them up, they're all in the algae.
Wow.
Wow.
Like little tiny jewels.
They do look like little tiny jewels, don't they? These abalone, they're coming in here and they're crawling in, they're blending in with their habitat exactly like they would in the ocean. And they're gonna just chow this down. When they're born though, they're about the size of a grain of sand. These abalone are about 3.5 months old.
3.5 months?
Yeah, and think if they started the size of a grain of sand, that's impressive growth right there.
And today, aquaculture is the fastest growing food production sector in the world.
Taste Our Love for Hawaii is sponsored by Hawaii Food and Wine Festival, HMAA, Roy Yamaguchi Group of Restaurants, Waihata, Blue Ocean Mariculture, Mahi Pono, and Hawaiian Airlines.
HMAA has been the right fit for Manoa Chocolate because we get quality care at an affordable rate. This past year has definitely impacted Manoa Chocolate, so we had to adapt in order to survive, to be able to just talk to somebody locally and make sure that we're healthy and maintaining our body. They've helped us doing that. At the end of the day, it was very reassuring to know that we had quality insurance to support us, so HMAA has been wonderful.
We're growing Cereola revoluana offshore, which we call Hawaiian kanpachi, a member of the yellowtail family that is locally found in these waters here, called kahala here in the islands. And it's a very good sashimi-grade fish, but it can also be used for poke. It can be used as the center of the plate fillet. We're really focused on sales here in the islands to create this food sustainability for Hawaii.
Join Waihata and be a part of Hawaii's largest family-owned and locally operated wholesale food distributor serving you statewide. We are dedicated to Hawaii and are looking to grow our ohana. Enjoy competitive wages and a generous benefits package including medical, vision, dental, life insurance, 401k options, and paid time off. Become a part of the Waihata legacy today. Apply online at waihata.com/careers.
I feel blessed to be a part of this island community. Learning from the land and from the people inspires creativity. It deepens my respect for all the great things Hawaii has to offer. The sharing of ideas reminds me that it's never too late to do something different or new, to be ready and open to all the possibilities. I'm Roy Yamaguchi. Cooking has been my life. Thank you for making it a part of yours.
This is one of the 2 areas on the farm that the abalone gets size sorted and separated. And as we size sort and separate, we can redistribute them into other tanks to then, again, aim for target feeding and give them the space they need to grow. So as it goes down the belt, it's going to weigh it and count it. Wow. And the mechanical arms are coming out. They're grabbing by size and dropping them into the baskets below. And these abalone aren't too big. They're under 2 years old yet, but we can take a look at their development.
For chefs to be successful restaurateurs, they need to serve high-quality, consistent dishes. And the key is access to high-quality food sources.
So these abalone are being redistributed into what we call our grow-out area, and we're going to look at them when they're ready to go for sale. So we're going to head back out that door.
This example shows how sustainable aquaculture can deliver healthy, locally sourced foods grown with a low impact on the environment.
I'm going to lift up some of these so you can take a look. Wow. They're a lot bigger over here. All right, so these abalone that we just pulled out, they're ready for market. Don't get too attached.
Is it tasting my hand right now?
I think he's just trying to hold on for dear life.
I can feel it sucking on.
Yeah, they will start to grab on. The muscle is always moving, always active. This is the part we're all interested in, right? The meat. That's their foot. Here we can see their stomach on this side, and the other side, we can tell if we have a boy or a girl.
I was wondering about the color difference.
The color difference. So I have a boy. He is white.
I have a girl.
And you have a girl. Those are all the eggs that you see in there.
Eggs.
Those are all the eggs.
The next stop for our chefs is Blue Ocean Mariculture, the only open ocean mariculture facility in the United States, raising Hawaiian kampachi.
It's pretty unique. We were the first and only open ocean mariculture farm in the U.S. The whole focus of this business was on how do we help protect the ocean, how do we move security of food for the future in a sustainable way. So, having the end users use that word sustainable and understand that the product, that's the end goal, is awesome to hear. So we have to start with our most biosecure area, which is our live feeds area. So let's walk in there and I'll show you how that goes. So once they're cultured and we want to harvest them for the fish, we'll bring them in here and we do an enrichment, basically a big vitamin pellet for the fish. And then we'll use a pump, which I'll show you in larval rearing, to pump it into the tanks so that there's a constant source of food. This way, we'll go through one more foot bath here. When they start to hatch, they're on the open ocean, predators can find them, so they constantly want to hide. We'll add some clay to the tank to make it nice and murky so that the fish feel like they can hide. We can step up here and see a few.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see them. I can't believe that's kampachi.
But you still have that cloudiness and murkiness to the water because, one, we want to make sure they're not walling, and two, you've got all of those Artemia coming in here as well. And so the fish are just constantly looking for Artemia to grab.
They're starting to act like kampachi.
Yeah.
Hawaii is a fantastic platform for aquaculture. Blue Ocean Mariculture is a Hawaii-based company, and the entire life cycle of these fish happens here in Hawaii. Hawaiian kampachi is a delicious product that's sustainably raised, and I have always felt very strongly that we all need to be stewards. We all need to take care of the ocean. You can eat this product, and you're doing something good for the world.
Our association health plan with HMAA has helped numerous restaurants and businesses lower their health costs. Their innovative wellness services and discounts makes it easy for our members to focus on their health.
Well, HMAA really helped us to save a lot of money through lower premiums. That was a big help for us. There's no sacrifice in benefits or providers.
I recommend other companies to consider joining HMAA's worksite biometric screenings and flu clinics for their employees.
Chef Zone, the cash and carry division of Waihata and Company Limited, is the perfect culinary playground and one-stop solution for the food service industry on Oahu. From the restaurant chef and owner to the home cook and everyone in between, Chef Zone is perfect for you. Come explore the 7,000 in-store products, including specialty items and exclusive brands found nowhere else in Hawaii. Membership is open to everyone and is always free. Become a Chef Zone member today. Visit us online at www.chefzone.com to join.
This is all interesting, but now we get to hit the exciting part. So the broodstock is where all the big fish are living and where the whole process starts. So we'll go visit the broodstock real quick.
Now the chefs can see how clear blue waters, year-round sunshine, and biosecurity measures support responsible development of commercial aquaculture.
So you can see the big shapes in the water here.
Right.
And so, during the daytime, they're usually not very active unless you're feeding them, and then they're super active.
How many times will these fish produce eggs?
So they'll spawn almost every single day with the temperature at the right level. When they spawn, though, they can release millions of eggs, but they're each individual eggs.
Individually.
Yeah, and this aeration here floats the eggs up and continues to pull the eggs in and keep them suspended so that there's no damage to the eggs. Kampachi actually means center 8, and that's the Japanese symbol for center. Hey, Fetty, you ready to feed?
Whoa! Look at that.
Thank you.
Look at there's one swimming against the stream. He's like,
He's a rebel.
this way, this way, this way.
And like I said, they're pretty active feeders. So if you imagine offshore it's 130,000 of them feeding. It's an incredible sight to see them all go.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
They're super fast.
That one missed out.
They're so good at sensing each other with that lateral line that you can see the quick turns once they come close to one another.
Kitchen people need to learn how to do. Kitchen people need to learn that a little bit more.
Kitchen.
A quick walk to the rocky shoreline gives the chefs a panoramic view to the offshore sea pens where Hawaiian kampachi are grown until harvest.
How are the fish harvested? Are they line caught?
That diamond-shaped pen that you see out there, it can come up and out of the water, and we utilize that to capture the fish. What you'll see is there's a little net inside that pen, and what we do is we lift the pen up, and that'll crowd the fish, and then we actually just inject air into a pipe, and it causes an airlift that will suck water and the fish onto the boat. And what we found is that we get a lot better quality fish if we don't have anything mechanical in the way that can injure the fish. So we're just using air to harvest that whole system.
Our final destination of the day takes us to an ancient Hawaiian fish pond, a key part of the Ahupua'a, a land management system that extended from the mountains to the sea.
Hey, Uncle Danny, how's it?
Hey, Chef, great to see you.
You too. I brought some friends to meet you. They're chefs visiting from LA, and they're here learning about Hawaiian culture.
That's wonderful. Well, you came at the perfect time. I'm just ready to throw this net to catch some dinner. Then I'll make a quick change and then show you around this very special and amazing place.
Awesome. Thank you, Uncle.
The Hawaiian Islands are the most remote, isolated landmass on Earth. Today, we're concerned about food security, food sovereignty.
Halokiaku catch up some ama to make a nice dinner for us this evening.
But for centuries, Hawaiians used resources like loko i'a, aquaculture systems, to provide for their communities.
Well, welcome to Kalahui Pua'a.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, it's so good that you could come and join me. And aquaculture was a big thing in Hawaii. And here we are standing by these ancient, over 2,000-year-old royal fish ponds that were once used and reserved for the royalty, the ancient kings of Hawaii, King Kamehameha. So these are natural depressions in the lava that are spring-fed. So there's fresh water in there, but because we're so close to the ocean, there's a mixture of seawater as well, so the ponds are brackish.
Heard that the nutrients from the fresh water is what attracts some of the fish?
Yeah, so with the mixture of waters, you have certain types of limu, of marine algae that grow in these ponds because of the presence of the fresh water. All of this was used as a food source by not only the fish, but the Hawaiian people as well. Hawaiians would call places that had fish ponds aina momona. So aina refers to land and momona refers to fat or rich lands, but rich in food resources. When the Hawaiians constructed these kuapa, these seawalls, they added these gates called makaha, which were considered, these gates are not only unique to Hawaiian aquaculture, Hawaiian fish ponds, they were also considered to be a very sacred part of the fish pond as well. These nutrients that are sucked out with the outgoing tide, mainly through that gateway, that portal, attracting marine life to the gate, and if small enough, could fit in there.
They're just following all the food that's coming in.
That's right, following the nutrients and going into where the source of the food is from within these ponds.
Uncle Danny, I saw you caught some amazing fish. What kind of fish were they?
Well, those fish are mullet fish, but the Hawaiians have different names for what in English would be called mullet. Small size is pua, the fingerling. Next big size, about 8 inches, is called kahaha. Then you have the ama, which is a foot long, which we have, which is the desired size, and the bigger size is anai. So 4 different Hawaiian names for what would just be called mullet in the English language. So you would know the size of the fish by its name. So those fish are excellent fish, and these came from the king's fish ponds. So we should go and enjoy that. Give you a little taste of these royal ponds. Yes. All right, go ahead out there.
Hawaiian language, culture, and foods reflect a deep connection to place.
And here we have the wonderful fish that you caught.
Oh, so this is a mullet.
Yes, we filleted it up, and our chef has an idea to fry it up.
Okay.
So we're really excited how that's going to turn out.
Fresh fish from the Royal Ponds. Well, it looks like you all have prepared an amazing feast here.
Well, I hope you like it, and I think we're just about done.
Well, I think we're all ready to enjoy your fine cuisine that you've prepared here at our Eva Parker Woods Cottage at Maunalani, and
we're
can't
ready
wait to taste it.
Enjoy your fine company.
Yes.
Yes, well, maybe we'll share a few stories.
We'd love it.
Maybe a song and a hula.
That sounds amazing.
Taste Our Love for Hawaii is sponsored by Hawaii Food and Wine Festival, HMAA, Roy Yamaguchi Group of Restaurants, Waihata, Blue Ocean Mariculture, Mahi Pono, and Hawaiian Airlines.
Waihata and Company Limited is proud to be Hawaii's largest family-owned and locally operated wholesale food distributor serving you statewide. Founded in 1913 in Hilo, Hawaii, Waihata is dedicated to helping Hawaii's restaurants and food service providers grow and prosper. We believe in supporting our staff, our customer partners, and in our communities. Our commitment stands firm in supporting your success. Waihata and Company Limited, providing Hawaii solutions delivered with aloha since 1913.
I feel blessed to be a part of this island community. Learning from the land and from the people inspires creativity. It deepens my respect for all the great things Hawaii has to offer. The sharing of ideas reminds me that it's never too late to do something different or new, to be ready and open to all the possibilities. I'm Roy Yamaguchi. Cooking has been my life. Thank you for making it a part of yours.
Hawaii is the perfect spot for this species. Being the only offshore finfish farm in the USA and being the only ASC certified aquaculture operation in the USA gives us a great deal of pride about what we're doing out here and the way in which this Hawaiian kapachi is grown. I've actually been working in aquaculture for a little over 12 years now, and the yellowtail just captured my heart.
HMAA's Baby and Me program was something that I absolutely loved and would recommend it for any mom to be.
One thing that helped me have peace of mind was using the baby Doppler. It's just a blessing to have.
I felt very lucky to have a nurse, so caring, thoughtful. We also got a free breast pump, a $250 gift card. It was definitely appreciated.
Target gift card was amazing.
They truly cared about me and my baby.
What a feast.
Yeah, so Uncle Danny, I made a kampachi sashimi. This is the dish I make in my restaurant. It's served with Kiawe smoked soy sauce, our probiotic chili pepper water, and some extra virgin olive oil.
With the abalone, we always say that we want to highlight the natural flavors of what abalone is, and you always find that most in its stomach and its liver. So we did a sauce that was made from the stomach and liver and brushed it on while steaming it in kombu to sort of enhance the umami.
This is raw kona crab. This is a poke style with limu kohu, which is our favorite, the Big Island's favorite seaweed. And this is the mullet from Uncle Danny, which started out wild and became aquaculture, and just with salt and lemon so we can taste the pure essence.
Spending time here at Kalahui Pua'a, and then just enjoying this very special moment amongst family and friends. The Hawaiians that lived here, they got most of their food from the ocean resources, and so, you know, they were very careful of what they took, how much they took. Our kupuna, our elders, you know, in the way they lived, the way they took care of their environment and utilized the resources from the ocean to the mountains, and making sure that balance was very, very important. Not taking too much, but just taking what you need.
Yes.
Always leaving for the next time.
Yes.
And in times, giving back.
That's kaiseki, right?
I think with kaiseki, we always want to honor this love of nature and this feeling of gratitude toward nature. And everything about it is about celebrating what nature has to offer.
That, to me, is really something we forget in our busy lives, but like to have this kind of experience with all of you, it just brings you back to that feeling of like remembering what's really precious.
For the ponds and the aquaculture, I think it would be so wonderful to learn even more what people can do to contribute to that, to continue those things and to have people be more aware of it.
And to make more responsible choices about what they eat.
Right.
To know where their food comes from.
To be here today in this amazing space and to enjoy this wonderful bounty and to know that all of this came from so much heart and love, I feel that it is one of the most amazing experiences I will ever have, and I feel incredibly grateful just to be here this evening.
You have shared your talents, you have shared your gifts in an amazing way. In the preparation of this food, eating is a spiritual thing, because we always feel that when we sit down and we dine, it's not only us here, it's all of our kupuna, all of our ancestors who eat with us. It goes beyond just the physical understanding of enjoying a meal. This is truly aloha that's been placed into this meal this evening. Mahalo. Mahalo.
At day's end, Chefs Nikki and Carol express their gratitude to Chef Mark and Uncle Danny for sharing their knowledge and appreciation for Hawaii's culture and traditions. And Auntie Anna joins them at the table, sharing gifts of food, hula, music, and aloha into the night.
Seeing the beauty and bounty of Hawaii through the eyes of chefs can bring us new perspectives to the issues of diversity, sustainability, and responsibility that can really make us think about the foods we grow, the lands we steward, and the people who taste our love for Hawaii.